Um, Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon. Today is 29th of May in the year 2025. A piece of advice to everyone at this painful season and at this perilous time that we are facing today in our various communities and in our various where we are staying and where we are domiciled. One must be very, very careful and, watchful. A lot of things are unfolding, a lot of things are ravaging. A situation whereby you see and a human being, created and made by God in heaven that should be alive to enjoy the main time or the main few days or year that he or she have on this earth. We venture into such evil acts and thereby cutting his or her life short. A man or woman that God created have decided to become a devil incarnate, open that the Satan may use them to accomplish their missions. As today we have recorded in Enugu State, in Ezago, where native doctor was caught, and many of them in different communities where they are hiding with all the evil they are committing on daily basis, where you hear disappearance of some little girls, boys, even some mature ones. Where the young man in his house, he will kidnap people forcefully and still have the mind and the guts to tie such a person, tie their eyes and their hand and throw them into soccer pit inside his house. Having many cows, spreading money here and there, and yet he has no job, he has no handwork, but he has money. Our community today has been turned into something else, where a lot of evils are being practiced, and people are now using the name Omenala, Dibia, and native doctors to deceive the gullible ones, to cover their crimes and their impurities, and they go about creating diabolic, causing havoc, and discrediting our land in the name of, practicing all kinds of things, carrying charms, and all of that. It's a time that all wish we rise and begin to checkmate our communities and villages where these things, are people, they will tell you, oh, these are things that our forefather did in those days. Or we shouldn't, allow it you shouldn't overlook it. Where a man will wake up, or in the name of doing Dibias and Okite, will go about killing people in the name of sacrifice. The one in Enugu State was one of the recorded, one of the recorded painful moments. That a man that God created has a children, even had a wife, will kidnap people and eliminate them, tie their eyes and throw them into soccer pit, and they will be there to struggle and die in cold blood. It is a painful one, a very painful one indeed. These are the kind of things we see today in our community. Our community are no longer safe. Our states are no longer safe. Young men today, because of the love of money, because of, laziness, they decide to try it in an easy way, and by luring themselves into some kind of fetish deities and practicing or to commit crimes against humanity. Today, the shocking news of Enugu State, of the native doctor. They said the man is well known, and every festival, the youth carry music and all of that, goes to his house, dance for him, and express more than all of that. But you have not asked yourself, where does he make his money? Does it have any physical business? Does it have any company registered under the state? Does it have any handwork? He can camouflage and lie to deceive the ones that he can deceive, to cover his crimes and impunities. But the Bible says that one day is for the thief, but one day is for the owner. And once you are caught, you are gone. I think it's a high time that we begin to look inside, which should be begin to banish, to condemn, and never allow anything that has to do with native doctors and Dibias. They are putting fear in the life of our people. They are causing, heartbreak. They are causing stampede and unleashing their mayhems and attacks on innocent ones. Today, our community are no longer safe. People are now afraid of helping people or render a little help to your fellow human being. The story of this young man in Enugu State who killed by throwing people into soccer pit in Ezago in Enugu State, has a group that work for him. And once they comes on the road with their motorcycle, they will pretend as if their motorcycle had a problem, and they will beg you to help them push the motorcycle. When they have reached at some point that people are not sighting, they will tie you and kidnap you and run away. That is the jobs of these people that are working with this young man in Enugu State that was caught in his house, where all kinds of body, both female boys, are being thrown into soccer pit, and they will die there through by struggling. What an impunity! What an evil act! Such can't be sustained in our community. Such acts, such a person, if not entire family, should be banished or destroyed or set ablaze. They have to pay for the evil they commit. Those that kill by the knife, they should be also killed with knife. It's very, very painful that we are having this kind of, attitude, or I call it characters, taking place and ravaging in our land. Our land is a peaceful place, but in the name of Omenala and those that say they are Dibias and native doctors are causing a lot of harms, on which I can testify and be a witness of the things I've witnessed and the ones I've seen in my own village, where a young grown-up man that claims that he is in Yoruba, and he believes that current charms is one of the way he or she can be protected, and he goes about bearing charms in people's land because of enviness and jealousy, to occupy and to take what doesn't belong to him or her, out of jealousy and envy. The one that happened last, the young man went and buried a charm in a land that all the community has a stake on it, that everyone have a portion in that land. But because he found himself that is one of the family member, and he went and buried a charm which killed the innocent people that came to cultivate on the land. This is what you see today. You also see in a community where you see some red clothes, white garments being tied on a tree. Those things brings bad name to people in the community. And I think it's a high time that every youth should rise up and begin to condemn anything that has to do with Omenala. The one that are genuine should be left alone. But those ones that their own characters and their own ways of behaviors and practices are so obvious should be condemned with an immediate effect. They go about spreading money as if money is easy to make, deceiving the ones they can deceive. So we should be able to stand against this impunity, to create an enabling environment where our people can have peace of mind and live freely in their own land without fear. You know, that is what we see today. We are baffled, we are so shocked. As you see it today, it is not the first time or the second time or the third time or the fourth time. Almost in every state in Igbo land, you see Dibia, you see native doctors. None of them their hands are not clean. They go about, deceiving people, rendering our youth useless, making them believe that the only way you can succeed or you can survive in life is by making quick money, either by killing or by kidnapping or by, killing somebody, soaking your hand with innocent blood. What an impunity. What an evil act. What an abomination. What an outrageous. What an evil act. These should not be sustained. And we also think, mostly I will appreciate the governor of Anambra State, Charles Oludo. Currently what he did, people were condemning him. But I have come to realize that every action that he took is for the betterment and for the safety of people in their various communities, various states, that people should live without fear, that people should have freedom to live, not by fear, where people are now venturing into all kinds of things, by trying to destroy people that have done nothing to them because they want to make money. It's a shocking one. And this one that said they have a club right there in Enugu State, say the club is a prosper, whatever nonsense they call it. These are things we see today in our community. All these demons hiding in their house. They come out and they begin to do as if they are good. But they go inside their hearts. Their minds are as dark as charcoal. It is time we begin to flush all these evil deceivers in the name of native doctors and Omenala. Can never be sustained since they have decided to turn it into bad practices. They decide to turn it into something else. We can't trust any Dibia or any native doctor at this point in time. In every state, in every village, such should not be sustained. We should stand on the ground and banish all those. We have evidence, all the places, all the community where people are disappearing, morning and night. You don't know where they were about. What happened in Enugu State is a typical example, and I have testified, of course, a percentage of those that are doing native doctors and whatever they call themselves can never be innocent. It doesn't matter how they try to explain themselves. It doesn't matter how they try to make the people believe that, oh, I'm not a monk. Whatever you do in life, it is not you that will testify on your behalf. If you try to hide it, one day it will cut up with you. Today we have seen how this young man have been exposed. What exposed this young man in Enugu State was the little girl they kidnapped. And the crown of the girl got attention of some people around. And they decided to go in to check and to know why the baby is crying. And the painful part, of course, these stupid and useless fellows, they also have a guts to get married. I saw this man that called in Enugu State, this particular native doctor, Sinon Agwokite. I saw her wife, including him, spreading money, moving around. But these are devils. And I will also say that all those that are involved in this very act should not be allowed to go scot-free. Wherever they are hiding, all those of them have been cited with this young man in Enugu State that killed people by throwing them to soccer pits should also be arrested. And also not to be arrested, all of them, you don't even have to query them. Taking them to court or to ask them questions is a purely waste of time. The angers of the youth in Enugu State are boiling like fire. A time to revenge, to pay back, so other people may learn lessons from it. No time to take for police. You should be able to do justice on their head for committing such an heinous crime against humanity. Taking your fellow human being's life as if you're the one that gave it to him or her is very, very painful. It's very, very, so hard to comprehend this very act of, this very behavior. So I came here to just keep this very warning and also advice to all of you. If you're in a community, you have a youth leader, you have to begin to check things around yourself. Anything you see that doesn't go well with you, raise alarm to those that are around and begin to do the needful. We cannot sustain any native doctor's practices, or call it Dibia. All of them, all God in heaven knows those that are clean and those that are innocent. But anything that they do, they will surely pay back for their evil doings. For there is no escape way for those that do evil. For one day they will surely pay for their evil doings. So I want to encourage you youth in different states, both in Anambra states, Enugu states, Ebonyi states, wherever you are, all the youth, it is time you begin to wake up. We also commend the youth of Enugu state for taking such action that the building of the evil man has been burned down. Not only his building being burned down, all those connected with him, friends, wherever they are, they should be brought to book, and justice should be exercised on their own head as well, by killing people, by kidnapping them and tying their mouth and skying their legs and throwing them into soccer pit. What a shameful and painful death. Such thing can be sustained in our community. It is high time begin to check. Do not move around at night. Do not honor any invitation of any man or friends. Whether you meet him on TikTok or you meet him on Facebook or YouTube, call you to come. There's an offer. It doesn't matter your relationship or your friendship with him or her. Do not step or honor such invitation. Your life might be at risk and you have no one to call upon. How on earth can one, will I say, fathom to understand that such as this is existing in Enugu state, in Ezago? No one can fathom, no one would have known, but God in heaven have exposed this evil man. So you need to be very careful in your going out. Be wise and be intelligent. Watch the things around you. Be observant. Be mindful of things you do. Keep no friends. Friends can destroy, can cause a lot of damage in your life. As this man was about to flee, they said the man had been arrested when he was about to flee. He was arrested in one of the border. So what about his friends? Those ones that were known, that were caught, are now paying the price of the crime their master committed. This is what friendship can cost. You need to be very careful in life. Do not keep friendship at this point in time. The world have changed to something else. Be yourself and live yourself. Be yourself and be who you are. Try and be busy. Keep yourself busy with something very reasonable. Very, very reasonable to save you from such acts, by not allowing you to venture into something that might end your life in a short time. You need to be vigilant. You need to be careful in everything you do. Thank you for listening to this very short audio clip, and also the write-up over there. Pass it around, share it around, let it go viral. It could be an advice to anyone around you. It is time you begin to call your family members in every village or community they are. They should be very, very careful in everything they do. Let nobody deceive them. They must be very, very careful. That is your duty. As you are watching this, listening to this audio, you must also have to share it. Let it go viral. Let it get your friends, get your family, well-wishers and friends, wherever they are. Our heart bleeds. Our heart bleeds. I don't know how we, the Igbos, have got into this era. Wonder how the youth have got into this era. How can a man, taking people's life, and laughing at their own fellow human being for no reason? It can be very, very painful. Very, 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 very painful. Very, very painful. Very, very painful. Very, very painful. Very, 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 very painful. Very, very painful. Very, very painful. Very, very painful. I want to read the electric history, or like say a background of this, or what the news is being, what the news is being carried. These are they said a trending Nigerian native doctor illegal buried people alive in sewage. In sewage. Did you hear it? A native doctor buried people alive in sewage pit. The incident happened at Umu Oba, Ndi Ago, a community in Eze Ago local government area of Enugu State. There was an outrage of Monday in Enugu State, where some vigilance operative boasted